Good evening and welcome to tonight's bedtime story. Today we'll explore the story of George Washington, duty, silence, and the weight of founding. Find a comfortable position and let yourself relax. Let this story carry you through a peaceful night. Ready? Let's begin. In the realm where myth mingles with the weight of responsibility, George Washington's birthplace at Pope's Creek stood as a sanctuary where the whispers of history embraced each gentle breeze. Under the expansive Virginian sky, young George found solace and inspiration, wrapped in the scents of magnolia blossoms intermingling with the earth's rich aroma. This idyllic setting laid the groundwork for a life characterized by a unique blend of tranquility and an insistent call toward the uncharted and unknown. As evening descended, the tranquil serenity of his home was accentuated by flickering candlelight, casting playful shadows that danced across walls, steeped in quiet contemplation. These gentle flames seemed to light worlds beyond his immediate surroundings, serving as both anchor and beacon, guiding his thoughts toward unimagined adventures. Aging maps, delicately traced in the candle's glow, became George's windows to expansive landscapes, hinting at territories waiting to be explored. As night deepened, George was confronted with the immediate demands of managing a significant inheritance following his father's untimely passing. The responsibility of family duty presented a stark contrast to his youthful yearning for discovery. In these profound moments of reflection, the warmth of familial bonds sharply contrasted with his dreams of distant places, driving him into a lifelong dance between these opposing forces. In the quiet sanctity of night, George lay in earnest contemplation, where the echoes of destiny, though softly spoken, filled his mind. Amid the night's gentle symphony, he envisioned untouched frontiers. Dreams whispered of distant lands, while the soothing constancy of the family hearth offered solace during his ponderings. This delicate balance between the comfort of home and the magnetic pull of curiosity began to forge the initial paths of a legacy that would eventually unfold into the foundational narrative of a nation. In this tranquil cradle of beginnings, George Washington slept, with dreams imbued with the quiet urgency of a yet unwritten future. His journey from Pope's Creek would eventually shape a nation, but it was here, beneath the Virginian sky, that the earliest threads of his storied life began to weave their intricate tale. Under the same stars, his dreams wove into reality, each fragment a part of the tale that would guide him from the comforts of home to the forefront of history. Under a sky illuminated by countless stars, a celestial map as expansive as the dreams of any adventurer, George Washington found himself stepping into a landscape carved out by the soft glow of moonlight, tinged with the quiet anticipation of looming battles. Each night on the frontier became an echo of the ambitious spirit that surged within him, merging with the weighty responsibilities of military life entrusted to his youthful shoulders. As the frost graced the grounds of Fort Necessity, those stars became his silent confidants, their impassive gaze offering strength during moments of doubt, the boundless heavens interweaving with the finite struggles unraveling below. In the biting cold, surrounded by the familiar scent of pine and the solemn earth, George came to understand that the intricate art of command required a heart both courageous and as flexible as a willow. While the wilderness demanded grandeur in spirit, it returned only terse lessons, a composite of tactical victories and significant defeats, each dissolving into the dawn of a new day like shadows fading into twilight. Far removed from the gentle embrace of civilization, leadership was a raw narrative shaped by silence and an unyielding resolve, where the warmth and dreams that flickered in the heart were felt more than seen. As Washington navigated this untamed wilderness, through trails both dangerous and enticing, every encounter with failure and the electric calls of success wove a complex tapestry of leadership. Each decision was weighed in solitude beneath the watchful stars, nature's ancient and solemn overseers, bearing silent witness to the rise and fall of human efforts. The scars carved upon his heart entwined with resilience, unfurling quietly amid timbered recesses, where every choice echoed like a secret allegiance to his own inner guiding star. Back in the heart of that winter's chill at Fort Necessity, History's subtle echoes reverberated in the cold whispers of night, as morning gradually unveiled its golden presence across the vast stretches of untamed land. This same land reached toward Mount Vernon, embracing a homecoming amidst fields rich with memory. The sunrise, framed by feathery pine branches, revealed the alchemy of hope, transforming icy resolve into the warm promise of thaws still ahead. In the painterly unfolding of dawn's light, Washington discovered a softened symphony, life's melody gently calling across hills, cloaked in amber and rivers singing the song of heritage and promise. The symphony spoke in encouraging whispers, caught in the tender chorus of the land, heralding a new chapter woven with threads of resilience and dreams as boundless as the expansive Virginia horizon. This was the realm in which he stood, both grounded and aspiring, as the sun breathed life back into the world around, a promise murmured in every touch of the advancing dawn. Young Washington felt simultaneously the pull of war's complex tapestry and the welcoming embrace of the hearth. With a heart both patient and eager, he carried the night-carved lessons into the light of day, ready to move forward into destiny with the new dawn as his guiding light. As he forged paths through the frost-hardened fields, every footstep built connections, bridges between his ambitions and the reality awaiting him. The landscape transformed into a canvas where he could sketch his dreams, with mountains and streams presenting both challenges and comfort. Amidst the gentle rustle of leaves and the persistent call of the wilderness, Washington learned to balance urgency with patience, aware that the seeds of today's endeavors were destined to blossom into tomorrow's victories. His soul, tender yet resolute, mirrored the seasons, enduring harsh winters while anticipating the tender promise of spring. Each dawn reinforced his determination, as the horizon seemed to whisper the secrets of perseverance and strength. With nature as both guide and backdrop, Washington remained committed to his roles, feeling the threads of time patiently unfurling before him, weaving his journey with timeless lessons of leadership and purpose. It was here, under the vast arch of endless skies, that his legacy began to form, shaped by the perpetual dance of shadow and light destined to define his path. Mount Vernon unfolded before George Washington, a beloved piece of living heritage steeped in golden hues of late afternoon light. The land, a backdrop of lush fields and restless leaves, sung to him in a chorus of whispers, a garden of childhood dreams that transcended time, wrapping his past and present in a tapestry of promise and duty. The scent of earth and flowering clover swept around him as a reminder of peace, echoing the quiet symphonic call of unity that eluded him as a leader of realms beyond his tranquil boundaries. With each deliberate step upon the familiar gravel path, the contradictions he harbored within grew more tangible. His two lives laid bare the tranquil rhythm of agrarian life, pulled sharply against the clamor of public discord that strained the unity he held dear. Under the honeyed light of a waning sun, Washington exhaled a breath that seemed to ride on the very breezes surrounding him, as if releasing the encumbrance of legacy into the ether mingling with fields and sky. As the wheat fields swayed under a nurturing breeze, Washington communed with memories wrought from speeches echoing over time, fragments of ideals riding over ribboned pasts into the present, where political branches intertwined clumsily against the tree of unity's roots. A gentle nearness of hope, nestled beneath the discordance of fracturing, calls a dream like the soft brush of leaves against skin, whispering bygone echoes and future realizations. His heart, a constant dance of balance between these worlds, was drawn to the envisioned harmony, often refracted by the bending wheat stalks catching the light of sunset's soft approach. Night's approach painted his contemplations with a wistful darkness steeped in reflection, while above, the first hopeful stars mirrored constellations seen by ancient eyes, navigational companions riding his own path in luminal constancy. In this enveloping symphony of the Virginia wilderness, Washington stood at the cusp where personal peace met public responsibility, intricately entwined. The rustle of the wheat alongside whispered leaves fostered a soulful meditation where he pondered each remembered triumph against modern struggles. Here, the cool embrace of evening spread its soothing allure over the landscape, visual poetry of shadows and light, all marks of a narrative unwritten, but deeply felt. Angular shadows softened as dusk claimed the horizon, gentle accents upon the land, fostering a fall into quiet reflection. Like the promise of a distant shore hidden in night's cloak, Washington felt the pull of dreams that waited, calibrated by a harmony crafted within field and fortitude. Thus, driven by echoes and whispering dreams, Washington found solace and entrustment to the hands of dusk as he trespassed between realms, the promise of tomorrow held tenderly in night's watch. Within the serene embrace of Mount Vernon, the stately manor stood as a testament to a history rich with stories untold, where the gentle descent of evening draped everything in a cloak of tranquility. The night air whispered softly through the grounds, mingling with the earthy aroma of the Virginia soil, dancing among the trees as if to share age-old secrets. Inside, George Washington found solace by a crackling fire, its warmth enveloping him like the comforting presence of old friends, a soothing reminder of victories past and trials overcome. As the seasoned logs emitted a rustic symphony of pops and hisses, they harmonized with the whispering breeze outside, creating a tranquil lullaby for the wearied soul. Engrossed in contemplation, Washington sensed the warmth wrapping around him, offering reprieve from the challenging thoughts about his country's future. A nation on the brink of transformation, where fields rested in peaceful sleep, yet the echoes of unrest hinted at the fragile unity he had painstakingly built. These concerns sat with him, shadowy figures creeping through his conscience, reflecting the potential disunity threatening the very republic he had nurtured. The dancing firelight cast whimsical shadows across the room's walls, replacing the silence with a profound weight of introspection. Within this sanctuary, Washington sought solace, where ideas he held dear whispered their reassurances, despite the political tensions looming over the fledgling nation. Shadows, in their graceful movements, seemed to recount tales of ambition and history's relentless march. Pondering over past discussions and fervent debates in places like this very room, Washington aimed to find peace in the tempest that was America's political landscape. Similar to the flames that danced with life in the hearth, Washington's resolve remained steadfast. Memories of battles fought, and one offered him hope, suggesting that perseverance could mend even the broadest chasms threatening his cherished union. The manor, a symbol of a dream, quietly whispered of stability and continuity, a promise made to the land and those who would inherit its legacy. The vision of a future rich with both challenges and victories beckoned him, urging his spirit to remain firm against the uncertainty ahead. His thoughts interwove with those destined to follow, creating a tapestry of futures yet unseen, each thread delicately spun alongside dreams from the past. As embers continued their silent glow and the shadows deepened, Washington envisioned not merely a surviving nation, but one that thrived, unified by shared sacrifices and boundless hope. The gentle flicker of firelight wove these aspirations into a cohesive narrative, where each spark represented hopes realized, each shadow a guardian of the legacy awaiting to unfold. Rising from his contemplative state, Washington felt his resolve renewed, every breath invigorated by the quiet strength kindled by the hearth. He moved toward the encroaching twilight, where stories etched in honor and resilience would soon continue, enveloped in the serene promise of nights yet to be. Entrusting his dreams and the nation's future to the steady march of time, he embraced the knowing presence of the night, its shadows forming a tapestry that would illuminate the pathways leading into the promise of tomorrow. Winter had adorned Mount Vernon with its delicate, white embrace, as if the world itself had been tucked under a blanket of snow. Each flake seemed to whisper secrets of the season, descending softly and quietly onto the slumbering earth, which now mirrored a sea of silver tranquility. The landscape, sheltered under this new, quiet beauty, exuded a profound sense of peace. Snowflakes fell like delicate blessings from the gray sky, layering the earth with their soft touch and inviting silence to reign supreme over the estate. Inside the cozy warmth of his home, George Washington stood by a window frosted with intricate patterns, gazing out at the gentle whiteness that covered his cherished lands. The serene snowfall and the calm it ushered in seemed to cradle the tapestry of memories etched into his life. Here, in this quiet slice of time, tales of past adventures and dreams of future ones stirred within him, inspired and invoked by the silent world outside. In this reflective silence, he found a companionable solitude that lent a soothing counterbalance to the restless challenges that often occupied his thoughts. The comforting glow of the fireplace added a warm, familiar hue to the modest room. Shadows danced across its confines, weaving tales of yesteryear into the present moment, each flicker reminiscent of triumphs and cherished victories from a storied past. As logs crackled joyfully, their fragrant smoke mingled with the earthiness of dried herbs, a gentle reminder of the constant beats of nature's rhythm continuing beyond human endeavors. The warm, golden light wrapped each piece of furniture in a gentle embrace, adding to the comforting ambience. Within this peaceful refuge, Washington allowed time to ebb gently around him, carrying him on a voyage across the seasons of his life. The room resonated with echoes of sincerity, a melody composed of whispers from days gone by, binding him steadfastly to the enduring call of history. With each memory relived, the tapestry of his life seemed to grow richer, reaffirming the reasons for his past struggles and successes. Outside, the snowfall continued, each descending flake whispering promises of renewal and connecting fleeting individual hopes into a broader, shared vision of unity, something Washington had dedicated himself to fostering. Layer by layer, the pristine snow illustrated fragments of the dreams and aspirations he had invested in his people and land, meant to be carried onward by those who would inherit them. As twilight deepened, the world transitioned into a serene, snowy reverie. Branches on trees donned a frosted armor, a harmony of hope standing ready underneath winter's protective sigh. Enveloped in his woolen cloak, Washington reflected on the enduring strength drawn from humanity's collective consciousness, fueled by hope and emboldened through the continual renewal of spirit and resolve. With each passing moment, warmed by memories of past alliances and anchored firmly on the fertile ground of his endeavors, Washington stood vigilant under the vast, silent sky. While snow continued its gentle descent into the embracing night, he found solace within nature's quiet touch. The relics of previous triumphs and trials framed a future yet unwritten, a testament to the legacy he hoped to impart to future generations. In harmonious surrender to the night's soft lull, Washington finally turned away from the frosted window. Entrusting his heart and dreams to the ceaseless march of history, he allowed himself to dream of tomorrow's dawn, hopeful for the generations that would follow, cradled gently by the earth's enduring, nurturing embrace. As he drew closer to the warm hearth, the quiet murmur of the fireplace accompanied his thoughts with a comforting promise of rest and renewal, a nightly assurance that the new day would bring with it fresh opportunities and continued hope.